This is a Zero to Epic update. Not your regular podcast, but an in-betweenie.
Get on board. The train's about to leave the station. The Electric Scooter Podcast. Get on in. Everybody now. Get with me. It's coming at you. A new episode. Electric Scooter Podcast.
Zero to Epic. Yeah, it's an update. Stick it in your ear.
You know you want it. Listen. Put it in your ear.
I don't know about that. That sounds painful. How about just listen along? Like my funky brother from another mother said, this is an in-betweenie, not your regular episode, but an update on Zero to Epic as he crosses the United States. Got some interesting topics today. He's going to talk about the Zero 10X Limited. Now, when we discuss this scooter, this is not something available to the public. You can buy a Zero 10X, but there's only a couple Zero 10X Limiteds, and I got to check them out while we were discussing his trip in Blue Diamond, Nevada. It looks like a Zero 10X, but the battery is mounted up front on the handlebar stem. We're also going to talk about cold weather scooting. Are you goofy? Riding positions. Which scooter is his favorite? And we can really not have a podcast go by where we don't discuss tires. But first, let's get back into our conversation with Zero to Epic and talk about his setup and riding positions for long distance.
My setup is pretty straightforward. I've been riding dual motor turbo or whatever. Each company may call it a different name, but dual motor turbo the whole time. And what I found, the biggest difference I found, Dagwood, is in range, depending on
wind
variable factor. The wind.
Yeah, I remember before you left.
Crazy.
Yeah, we talked about how you discovered that when you get into the higher range speeds, your mileage drops precipitously. But you didn't mention to me, I think, has it been a revelation for you, just this trip, of how much the wind affects you?
Yeah, because I've ridden in mild wind in Las Vegas, but nothing, because when it's windy the way it's been on my trip in Las Vegas, I don't even go out, right? Who would? Or the temperatures. I've been riding in...
Because it's blowing sand in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Blowing hot sand at you.
Yeah, and it's not fun, right? But here, right, whether it's 30 degrees, or 80, I have to go out. And my trip has been mostly in the 40s. The first 2/3 of the trip, I was riding in 40-degree weather. And some days I was in the 30s.
Heated gloves, right? How are those heated gloves working out for you?
They're incredible, man. They're lifesavers. I can't imagine my trip. And I did, a good, I think a third of my trip or half my trip. I don't even know. Whenever I was in Chicago, that's when I got him. And what a difference.
Woo. Yeah, I know when we talked before, you were really hurting. There are certain parts of your body that just get cold fast, and your fingers are bony, and I guess they just suck up a lot of coldness.
Man, I tell you, my fingers and my feet. And I wear these, Outdoor Master, here's a shout out to a great sponsor, has sent me a bunch of socks, and these are like snow socks.
Oh, like
and
wool?
Like wool, and I wear 2 of them. And I double up, and man, my feet are just, when it's like anywhere between 30 and 45, the feet just freeze. And what people forget,
really, even with the double socks, they freeze?
Even with the double socks,
wow.
Like nothing helps. So I buy these, foot warmers from, the convenience store, wherever I find them, and I just stick them in there all over the place. And they make a little bit of a difference. But one thing is important to point out is, say, the weather is 38 degrees and I go up. When I'm out riding, if anybody's a motorcycle rider or rides, anything open like a scooter in the wind, you can knock off another 10 degrees because of the wind chill, and it's even colder. So 35 is if you're walking, and sometimes I go outside when it's in the morning time, and I'm like, oh, it's not too bad. When I get on the scooter, whew, it's freezing. So my feet and my hands, of course, the wind is, there's no protection, nothing. The feet are just, wind going against the feet, and my hands. So those two, I wear a balaclava on my head when it's cold.
Oh, those are the
With
best.
with my full face helmet, that's a lifesaver.
I love the balaclava.
But my body has been great.
Not to be confused with the dessert baklava. This is a
correct.
balaclava.
And
for
both
people
are
that are
amazing.
confused, maybe why is he putting, that dessert on his head? Yeah, okay.
I love them both. I love the balaclava and the baklava.
As do I.
Yeah. So, those are the two. Other than that, I have all these thermals, so I wear two thermals under my winter motorcycle pants. I wear two thermals under my winter motorcycle jacket. So
the boots, though, I think aren't there certain boots you can get? I know there are. Eskimos wear boots, don't they? There's got to be something that keeps the chill out.
I do, but I have my shoes. But Still Martine, they're my shoe sponsor, and they make amazing motorcycle shoes. But they are not, winter boots. They're not for going in the snow. They're motorcycle riding. And
get
anyway,
some winter boots. Stop somewhere on the way at a sporting goods place.
Honestly, a couple of days it was nearly unbearable, the foot thing. But after that, I've been okay. It's fine. I've been able to manage, and it's not bad at all. And I love the shoes. I just love the way they feel, and I'm comfortable, and I got to wear them all day. And I'm
standing up.
Standing up, and that's another thing. People ask me, do you wear insoles or anything? And I wear nothing. I wear the shoes as they are. And
there's only certain professions that would really understand that. Cashiers, people that
correct.
sell tickets, whatever, stand up. Because most people, face it, these days are in front of a computer, right? Mm-hmm. And they've probably got some ergonomically perfect chair to sit in. You stand up 8 hours, you feel it everywhere, right? Knees, ankles.
Yeah, and there's only so much you can do, right, standing up on a scooter, because sometimes you stand for a living, but you can kind of move your position, spread your legs a little bit, whatever. All I have is either I have my left foot forward, which is my preferred position, left foot in the front.
That's called regular foot. If you scooter heads who have your right foot forward, it's called goofy. Don't feel insulted. That is just the term. If you're right foot forward, you're goofy. And if you're left, like a normal human being, like apparently Zero seems to be, then you're a regular foot. Sorry, continue. So you stand on a little teeny board for 8 hours.
Yeah, so I have three positions. I have regular, left foot forward. I have goofy, which I switch, and I ride with my right foot forward, or I put my feet side to side, which I know is frowned upon in the Ben
community. Fox style of scootering.
But I don't care because I am riding 8 hours a day, so I can ride any way I want in order to be comfortable. So I switch between those three throughout the day, and I'm almost equally comfortable in any of those positions. But it puts less stress on my back and less stress on my legs, because I'm usually leaning forward. Actually, is where my weight goes.
So earlier that reminds me. I'm sorry. I like to go down rabbit holes. I just love rabbit holes. But earlier, when I mentioned that I guessed the Wolf Warrior would have been your workhorse, you said something about changing your riding style, or the situation changed to where now there's a different scooter has moved to the top. Is that true? You want to expound on that a little bit?
Yes, I will expound on it. And it's not because it's a favor, but here's what happened. We're going to go back to the 11X situation, okay? So about a third into the trip, I lost the 11X for good. And I started getting a lot of flat tires, like completely flats. And the first flat I got was on the Wolf X, which was one of my go-tos. And when I went to because you need to take the whole wheel out when you fix it, right? So I tried to take the wheel out, and one of the screws stripped, and really easily. So
cheap metal.
Yeah, it's that's something I'll talk to Cabo about. But it's a terrible screw. I mean, I barely did anything to it, and it stripped immediately. So which made the tire and the wheel impossible to remove. So I basically retired it. So I lost a third into the trip. It was all in like a matter of 3 days. Then I got a flat on the Cabo Mantis Pro SE. I got another flat on the Phantom, on the Apollo Phantom. I'm talking like almost like 3 days apart, all these flats, and one I couldn't fix, one scooter I lost. Anyway, so then I had all these spares that were sent to me by Urban Machina, and but the spares were only a certain size, and they only fit like the Phantom. So they're like the smaller size spares and the tires. So here's what happened. So I could change those tires, but I could not change. I didn't have any spares for the Wolf Warrior 11. So correct, I have no spares. So all these scooter companies, they were amazing to send me scooters, but nobody sent me it.
They should have sent you extra tires, like not just the tube, because all that hassle. They should have sent you like the entire tire.
No, they only sent me the scooters.
Wow.
So I only have spares for certain scooters. So that quickly changed the whole strategy. I said, you know what? I'm going to hold off on the Wolf Warriors, because if those go, I can't even fix them. They will be done for the trip. And I'm, about to reach some mountains here that I got to get over. And I'd much rather have my Wolf Warriors saved for that.
The rough stuff, you're not going to get over on the Inokim, I don't imagine.
No.
Or the small Apollo that you have.
Well, I could, but it would take, I'd have to ride slowly. So anyway, so that prompted me was the first change. I said, you know what, I'm going to hold off on the Wolf Warrior 11s. And I'm just going to ride the ones that if they go flat, I can fix them. So that was the first part of the strategy changing. So that's why. So to answer your question,
which caused you to switch to which scooter? If you were avoiding the Wolf.
Okay, so I have two Zero 10X Limited, which I really like.
Oh, I forgot about those. Do they both have the battery like hanging off the front?
The front.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been an issue because
no.
Even I was wondering in the rain, is that pouch?
No, see, the pouch it is waterproof, and that's the reason they put it there, is because you also charge it from obviously the batteries in the pouch, so it
makes
is
it
waterproof,
simple, right, to charge.
It's simple and safe because when you have the charging outlet on the side of the scooter and you don't cover it.
But how about balance wise? Because normally you want your weight to be, evenly distributed. 50-50 would be optimum, like Porsche or Miatas or whatever sports cars do that. But having the weight, you would want it low and forward, not up and forward mounted like that. How does that change the handling?
You know what? No difference. And
really?
I really enjoy riding it. And I have two of them, and I ride them both every day.
Well, I can understand how having extra weight on the front tire would be an advantage, because when you see people in dual mode and they're racing, what are they doing? They're leaning forward, not because that's the most comfortable position or makes the most sense. They're trying to get weight on that front tire. So I guess having the battery up there is helpful.
Yeah, but at the speeds that I go, I've been averaging between 20 and 25 miles an hour. It's not necessarily racing, but it works. And they ride great. I have had no issues with them. So I ride those two. I was riding the Mantis Pro SE also every day. That, however, I got a flat again. Second flat I got on that scooter 2 days ago. And
does it have a tube in the tires?
It does.
So probably tires. What's happening, you don't even have to be running over something. Here's why tubeless tires are better. And you probably know this. I'm really talking to scooter heads out there. The reason you want tubeless tires is because the tubes can get pinched in between the metal rim. And so they can, get flats like created by themselves, not because of a tack or a nail or some glass, which, it might just roll right over. I'll bet that's what's happening, huh? Or was it something or a combination? Or
No, I think you're right. I think they're both times are pinch flats.
What a way to go down. That's frustrating. That's why I tell people, get the tubeless pneumatic tires if you can.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm 8 days away from, well, 7 days now when I got the flat, and I decided, I still have two of the 010X limited. I have the two of the Wolf Warrior 11s.
Oh, good. And they're up now. Is one a street tire and one a knobby tire?
No, both street tires.
Both street. Okay.
Yeah. So I only have street. The only off road I had was the Wolf X, which I lost right at the beginning.
But you loved that scoot.
I did. I really, really liked it.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I guess it's more nimble than the 11. Is that it?
Yeah, it's just more nimble. It's smaller. It's easier to get in and out of the trailer. It weighs a lot less. It's like a baby. Whatever people call it, the cub.
I was calling it the wolf
you
pup.
call it the pup.
Yeah, I just made that up though. The wolf pup. Yeah, because that's saying X. Wolf. People are always going to be confused. Is it X or do I say 10? Or how about is it tanks? I heard somebody on the news talking about Latin X community, and they were saying Latinx. And I'm going, maybe we should call that 010X the tanks. I don't know.
Yeah, but do you know why the 010X limited is called 10X? Why the Wolf X is called Wolf X?
Well, the 10, I imagine, is the tire. I mean, Wolf has 11-inch tire, and then the 10 is 10
right. That's why the Wolf Warrior 11 is 11.
Yeah.
And the 11, 011X is 11.
But scooters that are 8 and 8.5 are really, really standard. You don't see any scooters called the 8. Hey, I've got the Segway 8.5. Nobody does that.
Yeah, and for good reason. Just don't sound right. X sounds kind of cool. 10, 11. Hey, mine goes to 11. I like that sound, but 8.5, nah. So there he goes. 0 to epic. You're dang tootin', he's scooting and not polluting his way across the continental United States of America on his way to Newport, Oregon. Go to his webpage, go to the electric scooter guide, and check out Scoot America. Follow him on Blimps. Donate some money. Buy a t-shirt. You can go to his webpage and buy a shirt that says Scoot America. That's it for our in-betweeny, not really a real episode. Tracking 0. Stand by till next time. We're going to talk to him some more. Until then, keep the shiny side up and the dirty side dial.